Hey everyone, it's Magnetic Pastry back again, and I'm back playing Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. And last time we went to La Risée du Monde and found out that the man who was the killer was named Khan. And I'm not going to make that joke. And then we talked to Todrick and found out that Khan stayed at the Hotel Ubu, where we are now. And we talked to these two guys who didn't know anything and just kind of blanked us out. And we went around that alleyway and there wasn't anything there. So this time, let's go into the Hotel Ubu and see if we can meet anyone. Whoa, piano music. What does this look like, I wonder?
I figured the lady at the keys wouldn't appreciate a duet with a musical illiterate like me.
Yeah, I'm surprised he even thought of kind of just joining her, but well, let's go to the front desk first, see if they know a man named Khan. Oh dear. It's fine, yeah. Anyway. Hello. He's just plugging.
I want some information.
Piano playing's not that bad.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean.
Ah,
That
yeah.
is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Yeah, thinks he's a... Yeah, but anyway, let's ask about... Well, he won't know anything about the clown, because Khan wouldn't be dressed like the clown all the time. Plantard, I doubt it. Let's ask about Plantard.
Do you know a man named Plantard?
No, monsieur.
And that's the end of that conversation. So, let's ask about Khan.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to
Oh.
check the register.
Let's see
The
again.
man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his left cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe
very-
not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
Ah, so maybe Khan is under a different name. Let's show him the picture.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
I don't understand why he can't tell him. I mean, he's got his picture, but... Oh well, he knows nothing. This very unusual man who's wearing a purple suit, so we can't ask him anything else.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Let's talk to this nice guy with a beard now. If you play the director's cut, I keep mentioning the director's cut, but it was the newer version of this. So in the director's cut, you actually, well, because in the director's cut, not only was there a section at the beginning where it showed you about Nicole, there were also kind of more parts where you would zoom into an object. Like if you were looking at something, you would zoom in further and have a better look. For example, when you picked up the newspaper from before, when you picked it up, it was one of the very first items you got. When you read it, there was a picture of this man here in the paper, because he is the famous Nobel Prize winner who was mentioned in the paper before. You probably don't remember, but let's talk to him. It doesn't say what he won his Nobel Prize for. I'm guessing it's something like science.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news?
See? Newspaper.
You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern
Surprised he
European
says
state.
unpronounceable.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he doesn't. But yeah, so he's in the paper, but it doesn't say what his Nobel Prize was for, and it doesn't actually say what country he's from. It's just an unpronounceable European state. So he's just like, hey, you're that guy from that unpronounceable European state. Yeah, that's kind of not the best way to start a conversation, because you sound a bit, well, I wouldn't say xenophobic, but you sound a bit kind of ill-cultured about other people's culture. Let's ask about Plantard. He may know Plantard. Plantard seems like an intellectual man.
Do you know a guy called Plantard?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of dead to last me a lifetime.
I'm,
Sure you have. I wonder how he's seen a lot of death. And also, you should probably take note, he didn't answer our question. He said he doesn't know anyone in Paris. Just bear that in mind. There's no point asking about the clown. They give the clown as an option, but actually there's no point asking about the clown until, well, ever again actually, because of the fact that he was only dressed the clown once. And that was when he was killing Plantard. So, anyway, let's just go. Well, we could ask him, have you seen this guy?
Do you recognize this
Oh,
man?
yeah, he
He
actually
calls
has.
himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
Well, you said you knew him?
This is a photo of Khan, right?
Oh.
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Very unusual. Again?
This is a photo.
Oh.
That is
Okay, so he doesn't want to tell me anymore, so... Oh, well, I'll just leave.
Thanks for your help.
goodbye.
Well, let's go up the stairs and see if we can talk to Khan. I doubt it, but we can try. And the music is now distant. Well, actually... Oh no, it is still there, it's just distant. So, Todrick said it was the second door on the right-hand side, so let's try the second door on the right-hand side. Is he in here?
The door was locked.
Yep, locked. And if you try every other door, well, you can't try the doors on the left-hand side.
The door was locked.
If you try every single door on the right-hand side, none of them open, so I'm just going to try them just for completeness sake.
The door was locked.
So, well, we can't do anything here, and there's nowhere else we can go upstairs. This is the only place upstairs we can go. So, since nothing else we can really do at this point, let's talk to the pianist. See if she knows anything. I can tell it's a she because she's wearing high heels, even though.
Hi there, ma'am.
Oh.
Well, hello.
Hello.
What can I do for you?
I love
I'm
her
looking
accent.
for a
It's so
man.
fun. Oh
You
dear.
disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought, but never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called
Wow.
George.
Sweet.
I am Lady Piermont.
One of the
The common
Priamots now.
reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can
Wow.
trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George.
So basically she's a
Beneath that
lady.
impressive pedigree, I'm just
Flesh and blood. I think she's trying
The
to come on
blood
to
may
me.
be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak.
Ah.
You appear distracted, George.
Ah, distracted,
Is there any way I can
George.
help you?
She's got such a funny voice. I always loved her voice when I was younger. She was just like, "Hello, George." It was so funny. Let's talk about. Let's ask about herself.
Are you
Why
here
not?
in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday.
holiday. Yes.
I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Oh, that's cold. A loved one. He wasn't. He was my husband. That's quite stereotypical of the upper class. They marry for wealth and money, and then when their partners die, they don't really care. But why not ask about herself again?
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear.
He wasn't very nice, I'm guessing.
It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday.
That's good for
Daphne
you.
suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest.
The
Well,
inquest.
the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef.
Oh.
I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin.
Oh dear.
Not at
Coq
all
au
what I was
vin.
expecting.
Yeah.
I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hempstead. That was until last night.
Ooh, what happened last night? Were you accosted by some young gentleman? Let's ask her about last night.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Bot. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
Very large
I
bosom.
couldn't really miss.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight.
Ooh.
Romantic music tinkling across the room. And then a
Stranger's
glance.
glance.
Those
Glance.
brooding eyes, that suave manner. Those
Tight trousers. Oh
He was the
god.
man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections.
Oh.
And if I ever catch
bad
up with
man.
him, he's dead.
Oh. She doesn't really like him. That's not very interesting, but let's talk about her again.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Oh. Okay, nothing else. What do you know about the thugs outside?
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets.
I think that's meant to be an
That
innuendo.
doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Does she know anything about Khan, I wonder?
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens!
Heavens!
You're a private
Detective! Oh,
That's
seriously.
correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Dick! Precisely.
Precisely.
Well, that's funny. Anyway, let's have a look
Have
again.
you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan.
I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead.
Imagine having a name like Khan.
Fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Well, let's show her the photograph. Does she? Maybe she doesn't know Khan's name, but maybe she knows him by a different name.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin?
Totally
You
deranged.
mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good
No.
heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
So...
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean,
sweetie!
He's a murderer.
Oh, I love her
He
voice.
also uses the name Khan.
I am
I'm shocked.
Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
So she could be a useful ally. Let's ask about it
When
again.
did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Do you know anything more?
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
Because you are
I wonder what they
deranged.
were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yes, he was putting them in a safe.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase.
Anything more you know?
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Oh well. Maybe we can ask the clerk about
I
Merlin.
have to go, ma'am.
Since we know his name now. And she goes straight back to playing the piano. I wonder why she does play the piano. She's not a piano player. She's not like the hotel's piano player. She's just playing it for enjoyment. And also, just to remember, there is a phone here just in case we need it. Let's talk to the clerk again. The very
What
vain
now,
clerk.
monsieur?
He sounds very exasperated with us. There's no point asking about the clown, but... Well, maybe he'll react if we say that this is Merlin.
Can you tell me which room the man in the photograph has taken?
Oh, no, monsieur. That information is confidential.
I don't understand how that is... Like, his name is confidential if he has a photo of him, and his room number is confidential. What if I want to visit him and he's up in his room? Oh, what room is Khan in, please? Well, his name's not Khan there. Merlin. But let's ask about the safe.
I'd like to retrieve something.
Oui,
oops.
monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't
I
drive.
Don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
Operation
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find
Well,
any
yeah.
more unique ID
A
than
scar
my
is quite unique, I would say.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Well, I don't know. Wait a minute. Look at this. Wait a minute. Let's leave the clerk, he's not helping.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
As you can see, there's a key on this board. Let's try and nab this key. I want this key. Give me the key.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
He's angry.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No, don't be
No
silly.
way.
No way. Wow. Okay. Maybe we can take Lady Piermont up on her suggestion and give her payback she deserves for Merlin's mischievous behavior.
Hi, ma'am.
Call her Lady Piermont.
Hello, George.
Hello,
What can I do
George.
for you now?
I love her voice. It's just so funny. Let's see. Can you help me get the key?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Darling.
I guess I am.
Good heavens, I must be dreaming.
Never had
I
this
don't
much
think
fun.
so, ma'am.
Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse?
She wants her own
I
back.
shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case.
That's probably
But a
true.
good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Go English arrogance. English arrogance. It's funny. Hey you! Lower class person. It's basically what she's doing here.
I say, you there, flunky.
Flunky.
Oui,
Because he can't have done well in
madame.
life, can he?
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Okay, here's some jewellery. She just has some jewellery,
Over
like her
to
jewellery
you,
box.
my dear.
He's such an unusual. Well, I think we can all kind of make an assumption here of what kind of person he is, with that walk and filing his nails all the time. Although no one's here kind of prejudiced or anything. But I think we can see what he is trying to be the stereotype of. I think the silly thing here is that you can try the doors.
The door.
Was locked, right? But you actually do have to use the key. And by the way, this is not the key to Merlin's room. You can try it on that door and it doesn't fit. It actually is the key to this room.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
The right room, and it's not the wrong key. The right key in the wrong room. So there's nothing really in here. We can give a look, but most of it is empty because this is actually an empty room. This room hasn't been.
There was nothing in the wardrobe
bought or anything.
apart
Well, it hasn't been
from
rented.
a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Ooh, camphor. A very, very old TV. A four-piece sofa. A bed. A very nice bed, though. We can check in the drawers and stuff, but there's not much here. So, well, since we're in the wrong room, but it's right next door, so maybe we can go through the window. Is the window open? Yep, the window's open. Let's see if we can get in through the window. Basically, the only way you kind of really think to do this is if you tried everything, and you might have the idea that, oh dear, this is the alleyway we were in before, so let's try and go in there. If I was Khan, I wouldn't have left any windows open, because I thought he'd be very safety conscious since he just killed a man, but, oh, never mind. Now we're in Khan's room, we've got to be quiet. There's very creepy music. So let's try some of his stuff.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Except, of course, for the briefcase that's right beside his bed. That is Plantar's briefcase. It's Plantar's briefcase, and he's left it. So, well, let's have a look in the briefcase. Is there still stuff in the briefcase?
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
So if anyone knew about Plantar, they probably could recognize the briefcase, but, well, there's nothing else. Maybe there's something in the wardrobe. Oh, some pants. Let's have a look at these pants.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Oh, damn. Oh, well. Let's go out the door. We can just open. I'm guessing it's just one more lock. Oh no! It's Khan! Oh shit! Quick! By the way,
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
now this is a timed moment. You've got to get in the... Well, you're set in the wardrobe stowaway, so... You can't go out the window, so you've got to go hide in the wardrobe. Oh no.